In this video, we will be servicing the lubrication system in this 2004 Chevy Malibu. Through the driver's side door, we want to locate the hood release latch. And after releasing our secondary safety latch, we can gain access to the engine bay. Taking a look inside the engine bay, we want to locate the oil dipstick, which is a yellow ring, as well as the oil fill location. To prep this vehicle, I have installed rhino ramps under the front tires. I have wheel chocks behind the rear tires. I have installed several safety stands just in case the rhino ramps fail. And I have set the parking brake. Taking a look underneath the vehicle towards the back, we can see the oil pan. Directly in front of the oil pan, we have our oil filter location. This is where we will be focusing our attention underneath the vehicle. And we will want a collection container underneath that oil pan. And with a 13mm combination wrench, we can remove our drain plug bolt. We're going to let this drain out for a while. If you have previously heated up the engine, the oil will flow out a little bit faster. And when that oil has drained out, we can start the plug by hand first. And the torque specification on that bolt is 18 foot-pounds. We can then reposition our collection container and shift our focus to the oil filter. This is what we need to remove next. If the previous person installed this correctly, we should be able to remove this with our hands. Plan B, we'll see if we can loosen that with a filter wrench. And I've loosened that about halfway. I'm going to let a little bit of the oil drain out before I fully remove it. At this point, I like to check a couple things. Number one, I want to make sure that the rubber ring from the old filter has been removed with the old filter and it is not stuck up inside of the engine. I also like to double check my new filter size with my old filter size just to make sure that they basically look the same. This does call for an EA15K29 filter, and I am going to be putting a little bit of new oil on the new rubber ring of the new filter. You want to make sure you do this with new oil, not old oil, otherwise you are essentially rubbing a bunch of dirt on that new ring. This will help that new filter seal in the engine. And prior to installing that new filter, I do like to check the mating surface and clean that off just to make sure everything looks good, and then I can install that new filter. And with our filter replaced, our oil drained out, and the plug back in, we are done underneath the vehicle. And we can shift our focus back to the engine bay, again locating the oil dipstick as well as the oil fill location. At this point, we can remove our oil fill cap, install our funnel, and this vehicle does take 4 quarts of Amsoil Signature Series 5W30 motor oil. And with 4 quarts installed, we can remove that funnel and recap our oil fill location. At this point, I like to remove the safety stands, the wheel chocks, the parking brake, and back the vehicle off of the rhino ramps. This allows the engine to run for a short period of time and get the oil flowing throughout the engine. which will then set us up for checking the oil. And after we have allowed the vehicle to sit a couple minutes, we can take our reading. We want to first clean the dipstick off as we withdraw it from the engine. We then want to reinstall it back into the engine fully and then withdraw that dipstick again to take our reading. Now if we take a look at the dipstick, our oil level is a little bit on the low side. We are still within the hatch pattern. So I will add just a little bit more oil because I do prefer to be on the upper end of this hatch pattern.